Hey man, week one of the NFL season is finally here, so I'm here to make my week one predictions. So let's go and start off with the opener. Starting today, as the video is released, starting today, we're gonna go with the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Hey man, one thing about me is I'm the biggest Dallas Cowboys fan of all time. So full bias, just letting you know, full bias. I'm going with the Cowboys right here. All right, so let's get the actual picks out of the way. So I don't think this game's not being played on Friday anymore. But we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. And I'm not gonna lie, it might be a little bit of an upset, but I think the Chargers are gonna win this one. I don't know. The Chiefs always start off kind of slow, kind of sluggish. Except for last season. Last season they're really good in their opener, and they went on a run to go 15-1. I'm pretty sure. But hey, there's something about the Chargers in the opener. I have a feeling, especially with their new running back Amarion Hampton, Lad McConkey. I feel like without Rashid Rice, Kansas City is gonna have to again develop that chemistry between Mahomes and Worthy, especially since Rashid Rice was in training camp all week, so they probably thought he was gonna be here for week one, but he's not gonna be here for the first 6 games of the season. So that's why I'm going for the Chargers. That and the Harbaugh system, it has something in it. I just have the feeling the Chargers are going to win this one, week one. So, Sunday Night Football. No more commercial free red zone, but hey, we still got to get hyped. We still got to keep moving. So, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Pretty easy. I got the Buccaneers with the new addition of Mecca Buka to replace, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. Chris Godwin. That's still out from injury. Going against the Atlanta Falcons. We don't know what Michael Penis is like. Michael Penis Jr. We don't know what he's gonna be like. We'll see. We'll see how the game goes. We have Drake London on the other side. Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson, I think, is still gonna have a great game. But something about Baker Mayfield, bro. He just gets it done. He gets it. He gets it going. He's a top 10 quarterback in the league, no doubt. Yeah, I just think Tampa Bay's gonna win this game. I feel like it could be a shootout. A shootout, depending on how good Michael Penis plays. Again, it's just a big question mark that I can't rely on the Falcons with a big ass question mark like that at the quarterback position. I know we see him for like 3 games, but that's such a small sample size, especially against teams that weren't very good and either weren't very good towards the end of the season. But Tampa Bay's a great football team. They're gonna make the playoffs again. They're gonna win the division again. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning this. So, for game number 2 on the Sunday, Cincinnati Bengals versus Cleveland Browns. Pretty simple. I think Cincinnati's going to win this, but I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Again, Cincinnati's defense is god-awful, bro. It's so bad. They just have Trey Hendrickson and really no one else. They have a bunch of high school teachers and bumps out there, bro. I can go out there, play within like the first week, be on the D-line, and get more sacks than the rest of the team combined, bro. That's how bad this Cincinnati Bengals defense is against the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, again, their offense is just pitiful. Quinshawn Junkins, we don't know if he's going to be playing. I doubt that he's going to be playing. I doubt that he's even going to be here for the whole season. Dylan Sampson, Jerome Ford. Let's see how Dylan Sampson does. Jerome Ford was iffy last year. You know, he was okay. No starting running back, like top tier starting running back. Quarterback room is probably the worst in the league behind the Saints. Again, Cleveland, you just can't keep up with the Cincinnati offense with Chase Brown, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. They invested their whole team into the skill positions. Their O-line is still iffy, but it's gonna last against Cleveland. The only thing that they need to worry about with Cleveland is Myles Garrett getting to Joe Burrow. So, anyways, Cincinnati. Let's move on. Miami versus Indianapolis. Pretty easy. Indianapolis, when you have Daniel Jones starting at quarterback, no bueno. Miami, they still have Tyreek Hill there, despite all the rumors and despite how it seems that Tyreek Hill wants to go somewhere else pretty easily. He's still technically on the team. He's still going to play. Tua Tagovailoa is healthy so far. Hopefully, he doesn't get that Antonio Brown CTE. But we'll see. I have Miami win this game pretty easily, especially since in Indianapolis, they're not gonna be moving the ball down the field, especially with Daniel Jones. The best player they have is Jonathan Taylor on the offense, and that's really it. That's really it. You have Josh Downs, but who's gonna be thrown to him? Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones? Either way, it's not good options. It's bottom of the league. Miami's just gonna tear this apart. I feel like it's gonna be a blowout too. Miami's gonna win this one. Las Vegas versus New England. I have Las Vegas winning this. Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, Ashton Jeanty. I feel like Ashton Jeanty's gonna have a great game. He's gonna have a great rookie opener. I feel like I can just see him getting 2 touchdowns, 150 yards in this game. Something about New England. Their defense isn't impressing me at all. Drake May playing quarterback. It's all right. I'm lower on Drake May than most people are. I don't think he's gonna be a superstar. I think he's gonna be an average QB in the league. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. Even if their offense around it, they have what's his name? Travion Henderson. I think he's gonna take a minute to get started. There's just something about hyping up running backs in New England that they end up being bums, like Sony Michel, Ramondre Stevenson, all of them. So I have Las Vegas winning this. I don't think it's New England's time at all. I'm also a New England hater, so this might be biased. They're my least favorite team in the league. Fuck them. But yeah, I have the Vegas Raiders winning this one. Arizona Cardinals versus New Orleans Saints. Arizona Cardinals easily. I don't think the Saints may even win a game this year. Maybe they face like Cleveland or Indianapolis, but I don't think they're gonna win a game this year. Anyways, let's move on. This one's pretty easy. Pittsburgh versus the New York Jets. You see, Justin Fields playing against his former team, the team that benched him when they were like 4-1. Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers, Jets. There's like somewhat history there, but it's like history for like people that are too addicted to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, casual doesn't really care about this. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh on this. I feel like Pittsburgh's too talented. I feel like Pittsburgh has too much firepower. They have DK. They have Jalen Warren Jalen Warren, Caleb Johnson, the rookie. Yeah, that's more than you can say with the Jets. I mean, they still have Breece Hall. They have Braylon Allen. They have Garrett Wilson. But they also have Justin Fields as quarterback, and the Pittsburgh defense is just great. I'm sorry, it's just great. That's what's been carrying them the past few years. That and coaching with Mike Tomlin. The Pittsburgh defense I think is just gonna hold the Jets to enough points to where Pittsburgh's gonna squeak out a win as they always do, and they're gonna somehow go 9-8 and make the playoffs or whatever. But I have Pittsburgh winning this game pretty clearly. It might be a closer game. It's gonna be a low scoring game, that's for sure. But yeah, I have Pittsburgh winning this. So now, New York Giants versus the Washington Commanders. I have the Commanders winning this one. I feel like going against the best front seven in the league with the New York Giants, it might be tough. I think it's gonna be a closer game than it will be. I think Jaden Daniels is gonna go into a little bit of a sophomore slump, but I still think he's gonna be great. I feel like he's gonna somehow find a way to win this game, basically single-handedly. They just traded Brian Robinson Jr., so they see something in the rookie. Whatever his name is, I forgot it. They see something in the rookie. They see something in Austin Eckler still. Terry McLaurin just signed a new contract. He's practicing now. He had like a week and a half to practice. I just think Washington's going to win this one. I feel like they're going to squeak it out. I feel like they're going to find a way to win. I feel like it's going to be a lot closer than people think. That's for sure. What's the line? Washington 6.5. I would bet the under. I would bet the under on Washington to I would bet the under on this game. I feel like it's going to be a lot closer. Like I said, Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin, that's really all there is on the team. So, yeah, that's my logic. Washington's going to squeak this one out. It's going to be a close game. Carolina versus Jacksonville. I have Jacksonville winning this one. Again, it's just too much firepower for Carolina. Carolina's defense is okay. Bryce Young took a step at the end of the season. That's a good sign. T-Mac is on the team now as the number one receiver, but just too much firepower on Jacksonville. Let's see how Trevor Lawrence does with the new QB coach, with the new offensive coordinator, with the new coaching system. Let's see if he can turn things around. Especially since now he has loaded weapons with Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas, Brenton Strange, who I think is a sleeper. I just feel like the offense is too much, and you still have the running backs. You still have Travis Etienne. You still have Aishol Tutin. You still have, or you just got Aishol Tutin. You still have Tank Bigsby. That's a pretty solid running back group. I just think they just have too much firepower for Carolina. I see Carolina improving this year, but not game one against Jacksonville. Next, Tennessee Titans versus Denver Broncos. This is one. I low-key want to pick the Titans. I feel like there's always upsets first week of the season. Fuck it, I'm gonna pick the Titans. I feel like this is gonna be an upset. I love the Denver Broncos this season. I think they're gonna be Super Bowl contenders this season, but I just see an upset. I feel like Cam Ward's gonna come out swinging. Calvin Ridley's gonna have a good season, especially this game. I feel like he's gonna have a great game. Tony Pollard's probably gonna go for 100. I just feel like this is gonna wake up the league. This is gonna show like the Titans are not legit, but they're improving. They're getting there. I feel like this could be a major upset. I feel like Tennessee's going to win this game. I feel like it's going to be a shocker. I could be very, very wrong. This could be such a blowout. But I just have a feeling. I just have a gut feeling that Tennessee's going to win this game. I feel like it's going to be an upset. There's something more than just saying I have a feeling. That's really it. So let's move on. We got the 49ers versus Seattle. This one's going to be a close game. I think the 49ers are going to win this one. Christian McCaffrey's healthy. Brock Purdy's still there. George Kittle is still there. Basically the number one receiver at this point. Ricky Pearsall is healthy. He no longer has that bullet wound in him. I mean, he still probably has to score, but you know what I mean. That boy's not shot anymore. Damn, I just realized they have two players that got shot. Brian Robinson Jr. and Ricky Pearsall. Dang, they're gonna have that chemistry out of there. Anyways, I think the 49ers are gonna win this one. They just have too much. There's still people that are there. I know they lost a lot of people in free agency this past year, but they still have their core. They still have Kittle, CMC, Purdy. Their defense is still great. Now they're actually healthy. They might win the division, but for sure they're going to win this game. Next, Detroit versus Green Bay. Listen, y'all can believe me. Y'all cannot. Even as a Cowboys fan, even how sad I was with the Micah Parsons trade, before this trade even happened, I had Green Bay going to the Super Bowl. Spoiler, my Super Bowl predictions are Ravens and Green Bay. I had that even before the trade. You can believe me, you cannot. But even more so now, Green Bay's going to go to the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. But however, I think they're going to lose this game. I feel like it's going to be a shootout for sure. I feel like it's going to be a close game. I just feel like there's too many pieces that are coming together to start the season for Green Bay. You have Matthew Golden coming in. He has to learn the system. He has to play his first NFL game for sure. That's a step. Jordan Love finally fully healthy. Micah Parsons is hurt, but still probably going to play. But he's a new piece coming in. I feel like they're going to take a minute to have it all click together. Meanwhile, Detroit, they have most of their pieces coming back. The only issue is they don't have Ben Johnson. They don't have their defensive coordinator anymore. But they still do have their head coach, Dan Campbell. They still have a lot of weapons. I feel like this is going to be a close game, but I feel like Detroit's going to win this based on the fact that Green Bay still has a lot to figure out. But once it clicks in the season, it's gonna click. I'm very high on Green Bay. I was before the trade, even more so now after Michael Parsons trade. As sad as it is as a Cowboys fan. God, Jared Jones, fuck you. Anyways, next Houston versus the Rams. It depends. I know Stafford's probably gonna play. It depends on how healthy he is. He can go out there looking like Stafford, or he can go out there looking like Kirk Cousins, bro. I still am gonna go with the Rams. I feel like the Rams have such a high powered offense. Their two defensive lines, especially Jared Verse, are amazing. The Houston O line is atrocious. Jared Verse and who's the other guy on the other side? I can't remember his name. They're gonna get to Stroud. I feel like they're gonna cause pressure. Stroud's missing. Joe Mixon, they're missing. They're still missing Tank though. They're pretty banged up going into the season. I'm not gonna lie. But still, I think Houston's gonna be a good team, just not today. Against and plus even on the offensive side, they still have Kyron Williams, who's a mediocre running back. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not high on Williams at all. But they still have Puka Nacua. They just brought in Devontae Adams. Their offense is going to be great this year. The offensive line's still great. Their defense is just constantly improving. I think the Rams are going to win this one. Now, for the final game on Sunday, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills. What an opener. What an opening Sunday night game. I have the Ravens winning this one. Yeah, I have the Ravens winning this one. They have the best defense in the league. I believe they're going to have the best defense in the league this year. Their offense still has Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. They basically brought back all their pieces they had last year, but only improved on the defensive side, especially with their new rookie at safety. I think the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl. If they don't go to the Super Bowl, then I don't know what more they need to do. What more they need to add to get there. Anyways, I think the Ravens are going to win this one. I feel like it's going to be a shootout. I feel like it's going to be a close game because even though they have the best defense in the league, it's still Josh Allen, the MVP. It's still the same pieces that there was last year that they beat the Ravens in the playoffs. I just think the Ravens are going to win. I just think it's going to be a close game. I feel like it's going to be a great game, but I have the Ravens winning this one. Now for the final game of Week 1. Minnesota versus Chicago. I've been going back and forth with this one. On one hand, Minnesota has such an amazing, talented team around it, but the biggest question mark is at quarterback. Great coaching, amazing defense, amazing offensive structure, especially the core around it with Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison's not going to be playing, though. However, McCarthy is coming back from an ACL tear, and this is his first snap in the NFL. Aaron Jones is getting older. The offensive line is just okay. It's not great. That's the biggest if that's the biggest if besides the quarterback, the offensive line, how well it's going to hold up. And I don't think it's going to hold up very well against Chicago, at least for Week 1. And especially with J.J. McCarthy coming back from ACL tear, being under pressure, he's going to force the ball a little bit too much, and that's the reason why I have Chicago winning. Ben Johnson, head coach of Chicago, I almost said the Bulls, head coach of the Chicago Bears now. I feel like he's going to bring a structure. I feel like he's going to bring a game plan. I feel like he's going to help Caleb Williams develop into the player he truly is. Rome Odunze is going to take that step this year. DJ Moore is still there. I feel like DeAndre Swift, I think, is going to take a huge step this year. I feel like he's going to get back to form that he was in Detroit before they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, which he was very good in Detroit. For the short stint he was there. I just think Ben Johnson's going to turn this team around, at least here. I feel like J.J. McCarthy's going to be under too much pressure, especially in his first game, especially being worried about his ACL. I think Chicago's going to win this one. I feel like Chicago's going to win this one in a close game, maybe like a 24-20, maybe even a 23-20. something like that. But anyways, that's who I have for week 1. We'll keep track of my picks throughout the whole year. Let me know what you think. Dallas is gonna win tomorrow. All right, that's about it. See you.